In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of the Pendolino Class 390 electric multiple unit. To begin, insert and set the master key to ON. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. After setting the reverser, you will hear an alarm. This is the tilt authorization and speed supervision alarm and will need to be acknowledged. Set the reverser to forward. This controls the drive. The tilt alarm will sound for a second time. Acknowledge the alarm again. TAS uses communications between an onboard computer and trackside beacons to inform the train of the enhanced permissible speed, as well as disabling the system when not in speed-supervised zones. When in speed-supervised zones, the blue speed-supervised light will illuminate and allow the train to drive at the enhanced permissible speed. When outside of the speed-supervised zones, the blue light will not be illuminated and you will be restricted to the maximum permissible speed. If you exceed the enhanced permissible speed by more than 3.5 miles per hour, the TAS warning light will illuminate and an alarm will sound indicating that you must reduce your speed. The light will extinguish and the alarm will stop when you are below the enhanced speed limit. At more than 6 miles per hour above the enhanced permissible speed, the TAS warning light will flash and a penalty brake application will be enforced. To stop the penalty brake application, you must reduce your speed and press the intervention reset. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. Close the doors before departure. Move the power handle into the power range to get moving. Now you've built up some speed, you can return the power handle to the off position. The Class 390 was developed as part of a plan to overhaul services between London and Glasgow. Originally just an 8-car formation, demand meant that the Class 390s now appear in 9 and 11-car formations, capable of carrying more than 450 passengers. After 20 years and 300 million miles, Avanti's Class 390s have undergone a full refurbishment, preparing them for the future. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the power handle into the braking range. Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train. In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of this Class 350/1 electric multiple unit. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Set the master. This electric multiple unit, or EMU, features dual electrification and can be used with both third rail and overhead electrification. Set the pantograph switch to the up position. This will raise the third rail shoes to disconnect them and raise the pantograph to connect with the wires above, swapping the power collection from 750 volts DC third rail to the 25,000 volts AC overhead. Set the headlights to daylight to indicate to others that this train is operational.
Alrighty. We're here. My mom had called me just as I started streaming, so I was chatting with her.
Set the reverser to forward. This controls the direction of travel.
But yes, Cyan, so far this has been pretty good. We have an incoming ad break, folks. If you're live, just hang out for a few. We gotta get it up to 48 kilometers, 30 miles an hour. This, you can see the third rail right here. Most of the trains, commuter trains in the US use the third rail. Alright, Cyan, yeah, I see that you played it together. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I'm not sure if you're aware of the free upgrade. I saw that they'll let you do a free upgrade from 4 to 5, bringing all your DLC over. But then if you want the new stuff here, then you'll need to buy like a version of 5, more or less.
On level grade,
Okay, let's coast.
keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the combined
Speed
power
limit's
brake
100. I
handle
don't
into
think
the
we're gonna get
braking
there
range.
anytime soon. I made some iced tea the other day and kept it in this cup, so that's what
You're
I'm sipping
approaching the
on.
station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the combined power brake handle into the braking range.
Okay. I like the windmills in the background. Oh, that's a very European thing. We have some in the US, but they're not as prevalent as they are in Europe. We were in Denmark a few months ago, and they were everywhere. We were in Scotland last year, they were everywhere. It's definitely a good way to kind of save some money on energy. I think we're going to make a good stop here. That's pretty good. The door's open. Let's take a look outside. Nice train. It's nice and clean. Alright, welcome back if you were just in there. Oh, my face is covered with the label on the thing. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, the follow one? Yeah. I guess I can move that.
Close the doors and drive to the next station unguided.
I could also just make it invisible. The weird thing is, like, in the playbacks and stuff, it's not there, but here it is. I'll just take it off for now. And then I'll move its location later. Is that better, Cyan? That's weird. I took it off. Oh, I gotta take it off on all of the things. Yeah, okay. I think it's gone now. Alright, let's continue. Oh, did we close? Yeah, we just gotta lock the doors. We're gonna go to the other station. Okay, doors are closed. And now we're off. Alright, continuing here. Yeah, maybe I'll move the button to like one of the middle of the corners. Also, I think you might be able to move it on your end too if it's in the way. Just like hover on the screen and then you might be able to move it. Okay, coming around the corner here. So we're going to try to finish up the tutorials for all the trains today. That switched on its own very nicely, and we'll start braking. Cyan, how was your birthday? Did you get anything nice? Alright, max brake. So this week, on Tuesday, we may do a
Good
special
work. That
stream
concludes all the
highlighting
basics of operating this
a new
train.
game. And then there'll be some rewards and prizes and discounts for everyone who's watching that day if they're interested in purchasing or playing that particular game. So try to get that set up. Hopefully that'll be on Tuesday. All right, moving on. Let's do the 377. We've driven a lot of these trains before, but you know, they just redid everything and added some new stuff. So we're just playing with that stuff there. Okay. Don't forget you have access to some new sound alerts too. You can check those out.
In this training module,
Using
you'll
your
be taken through the
points.
operation of this Class 377/2 electric multiple unit. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations.
Alright, let's get on the train. We've driven this one before also. Close the door. Get this door out of the way. Sit down. Key's gonna go
Set the
in.
master key to on.
Set this to neutral.
Set the headlights to day running to indicate to others that this train is on.
Excellent. Okay. I've driven this train a lot. I'll use it a lot of the London commuter sections.
Set the reverse.
Should be okay. Doesn't look like we got any wheel slippage there. So we'll pump it up a little bit. Typically on these, the maximum is going to be 4. Going to want us to coast. Same on all
Keeping
of
to
these.
speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force
And
by
again, on this
moving the
one, we're up to
combined
100,
power brake
so we
handle
should be
into
fine.
the braking range.
Yeah, but Cyan, you should be able to move that button. I believe you have the option.
You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the combined power brake handle into the braking range.
Alright, so we're coming up on our next practice stop here. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the passenger door controls to open the doors. Close the doors and drive to the next station unguided.
Alrighty, so next stop here. And again, we're just doing all the practices here, more or less. This is it's one of the ways for us to get a good feel for other trains. Last week I was talking about some of the trophies. I was like, I don't see any trophies popping up. I forgot that. And when I have this set, I have the notifications off because sometimes I'll be getting like game invites and stuff like that while I was playing. So I turned them off so that they wouldn't be distracted. But I did pick up a few trophies last week doing the tutorials. Braking's going well. Door open.
Good work.
Perfect.
That concludes all the basics of
Alright, so I
operating
think
this
that should be
train.
20 that we're up to. So I think there's about 20 of these left. So I'm trying to get through these today. 377 introduction number 2. Yep, so I got a few new things here. We got a new chair about almost a month ago now, a little less than a month ago. And then TSW5, working and figuring out and working with OBS. So learning a lot. Things are growing here. So it's been kind of good.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of this Class
The one thing I do miss
377/2
though is like
electric multiple
getting
unit.
like the lights to balance themselves out.
For this introduction, you'll be
With
driving the
green
train a
screen,
short distance and
like that.
performing
It's like
passenger
weird on the
operations.
side, so we'll figure that out. Alright, so this is part 2 of the introduction with this train. Close the door. Sit in the seat. That door closed automatically.
Set the master
Key
key
goes
to
in.
on.
Set this to neutral. So set
the headlights to day running to
Alright, I think so far it looks pretty similar. We'll see what they have us do that's different in a second. So yeah, I'm excited. Trying a bunch of new things. We'll see how they all play out. Again, check out the sound alerts if you haven't checked those out as well. You got to use your channel points for them, but hopefully they work properly and you enjoy them. Okay, close the door.
Set the reverser to
Ain't that a kick in the can? Yep, so I also found a way to play some mobile games on stream, so that would be a nice little test there. Check those out as well. I used to play a lot of mobile games, but then I got really overly conscious about the amount of space on my mobile devices, so I kind of cut back.
keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the combined power brake handle into the braking range.
I think we're doing okay here, about 30 miles an hour.
You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the combined power brake handle into the braking range.
I think we came down a little too quickly there. That was just brake level 1. Started pulling everything back really fast. Okay. So yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, you should always learn new things. So learning OBS has been interesting. There's a few things I want to do that I have to still figure out. But there's a lot of widgets and different pieces that you can add and design yourself. So there's some stuff I want to play around with there. But overall, it's been a very interesting experience for me. Let's slow down. Alright, we're stopped. Door open. Oh, they
Nice
want me to
job.
press
The
this
train
button. They I have to press the button. They won't let me just use the shortcut for some reason. It's really interesting, but yeah. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks to the regulars who stopped in today. Excited about this one. It looks, as Cyan was saying, it looks very pretty. It's actually really, really good so far. And knock on wood, hasn't
Close
been
the
any
doors and
crashes
drive to
yet.
the next station unguided.
Alright, we're gonna drive by ourselves. I love this screen because it'll turn blue when all the trains are closed. Excellent. And we can move on. So they added this kind of training loop in the last version, which has been nice. It's a nice place to test the trains and become familiar with them without being penalized too heavily by the scenarios. Horns work. That's only coming out of one channel too. It comes out the right side channel. It's an interesting way. I guess that way it feels like you're inside for it to only come out of one channel. Okay, starting to come in now. And I also recommend trying this out with a controller with motion, because as you go across the kind of transitions, the controller vibrates. Also, when you put the train into different power settings, you can get a vibration as well. It's actually modeled really nicely.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
Alright, we'll move on to the next one. We gotta go back to the list. Some of them it says like continue to the next one. That one just said replay. Didn't give us an option to go to the next, so we'll have, this is a nice artist rendering though, and it's nice that they kind of did like a reflection on the track there. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to the training center. So far these are the routes that were already included. I have to go through and start like downloading all the others, so we'll get to that at some point soon. Alright, so we did 21 of 41. Okay, we kind of already did an AFB introduction. There's ICE introductions here. ACE. We jumped ahead and did the Flixtrain one because we just wanted to see how that was. That was new for us. Alright, some of these are a little bit longer too. Half an hour. Oh, the long train one takes forever. Let's do the AFB and then we'll figure out if we'll finish all of them or do something else. Let's see what we do. Hey, thanks for the follow. I guess these alerts didn't work. It should have popped up when we got that new follow. Strange. Unless the alerts are, unless that one isn't set up for an alert. That is also possible.
In this training module, you will be shown how to use the AFB speed control system. The train has already been set up for you.
Perfect.
You'll need to activate AFB through the left multifunction display.
This is the unlimited setting.
RFB. RFB. RFB.
And it wants to set this to 120. Okay.
Apply power to get moving. The train will accelerate until it reaches the selected speed and then maintain it. The AFB speed control system also works with the LZB safety system and will use LZB's
I like the ice
maximum
trains.
permitted speed to control how
I
fast
tend
you
to
are going.
prefer the high speed, so
LZB
I would say
is
somewhere
covered in a
between
different
this
training
one
module.
and the LGV trains are probably my favorite. Let's take a look outside. And they did better at adding the details here as well, which is pretty nice. Welcome to chat. But yeah, I would say this is definitely one of my favorite trains. Alright, we're almost at the speed. Let's see what they ask us to do next. Yeah, the long train tutorial takes a long time because you have to wait for the brake system to charge. It takes forever. Alright, we gotta go via. I had asked them routinely in different chats and things to fix that, and they did. They put an arrow as of the last game. It used to be the stop hand, which was confusing, so I'm glad they fixed that. Alright, perfect. Now, I had done some tutorials a long time ago on using these things. I think some of those videos are still up back in the olden days of the game. I think it was TSW2 or 3 on the video on demand here in one of the collections. Alright, so let's see if they're going to guide me to start adjusting this or if we're going to do it on our own. Again, I do recommend, if you're going to play this, to give it a shot with a controller from time to time, as you will learn with a controller now. If your controller has vibration capabilities, you'll feel it vibrate. It's also cool playing with like a PlayStation controller because it shows you the colors of the aspects ahead. I don't know if you can see.
You are approaching the station.
No,
let's begin to slow down.
Well. Alright, so throttle off.
The train brake rather than AFB.
Start braking. Again, in most vehicles, even in real life, in cars, braking supersedes acceleration. So whenever you apply the brakes, no matter what you're doing, braking should take over, as we see it doing here. Alright, and as we slow down, we're about close to 30 miles an hour. I'm just going to pull out the brakes a little bit here, just to let us kind of coast in here. Then we'll start to add a little bit more pressure. Full brakes, and that stop looks perfect. This was
Well done. You have completed the introduction on how to use the AFB speed control system.
excellent. Alright, that one's pretty straightforward. Alright, Notorious, you said that is your favorite train so far. Yes, it is a very good train. I guess we'll do that. Let's see if the LZB tutorial works. Sometimes this one's a little funky because the control that you use gives you other functions as well, and so sometimes it doesn't always play like it's supposed to. We'll see what happens. Alright, if you haven't, I tried to put this in earlier, check out Cyan's stream. Cyan right now is only, I believe, streaming on Wednesdays. Typically he's been doing some flight sim, but he's always supporting our channel, so we can always return the favor.
In this training module, you'll be out on the real railway, and you'll be learning about the LZB safety system. LZB is required on lines that allow for speeds higher than 160 km per hour, as the braking distances are too high for normal signal operation. This train has already been mostly set up for you, but before you depart, you will need to make sure the LZB safety system and AFB speed control system are switched on. The Enable the AFB speed control system in the left multifunction display. Follow the objectives. If you need any more information,
RFB. RFB.
okay. Set the AFB to 60 kilometers per hour with As you are already in an LZB area, the train is already showing the U indicator in the cab and on the HUD, which tells you that the train is under active LZB monitoring. There are two primary components to LZB in the cab. The current maximum permitted speed is indicated on the speedometer with a small red triangle and on the HUD by a blue marker. Currently, the maximum permitted speed is 250 kilometers per hour. The distance to the next upcoming change is shown on the left of the speedometer by a yellow bar and a number, which is the number of meters to the change. On the HUD, this is in hundreds of meters, so a reading of 97 means 9,700 meters, or 9.7 kilometers. Below the speedometer, the upcoming maximum permitted speed is displayed. Move the AFB speed selector all the way forward to its maximum 330 kilometers per hour setting. The LZB distance counter has started going down, and the number at the bottom of the speedometer in the cab is 0, which tells you that you're approaching a stop. You will soon see the LZB maximum permitted speed begin to drop, and the train will automatically begin to slow down to stay within it. It will do this all the way to stopping the train without your intervention. However, you should remain vigilant and apply more braking if you feel it's needed to remain within the maximum permitted speed. Keep an observing eye on the progress of the train. Since the maximum permitted speed is reducing, the automated systems should manage it perfectly, but are not a substitute for the driver in charge.
That's true. Okay, so let's see where we are. 7.6 kilometers before the change.
The G indicator has lit up on the HUD and on the train display. When this is solidly lit, that is telling you that the train must slow down. With the AFB speed control system enabled, this should happen automatically. However, if you choose to drive without AFB, this is when you should be slowing down. Once the G light starts flashing, you are going too fast and are about to get an emergency brake application. You should brake much stronger if this happens and get back below the maximum permitted speed.
It's not flashing, so I guess we're okay.
Okay, you're about to see a signal with all its lights turned off. This is called a dark signal. Signals go dark when there is a train in the section they protect. With traditional signaling systems, this would show a red and prohibit you from going any further until the other train has moved. But under LZB, you are able to rely on this more advanced system to let you proceed into the occupied block safely, knowing that LZB will direct you to stop as required.
Okay, slowing down as you can see. The train's slowing down on its own. My hands are off the controller.
This is the main signal showing no lights, related to the previous distance signal that you passed. You are now entering an occupied block and will continue to rely on LZB as it brings you to a stop.
Just got a track change there. No transition section, so got a little vibration in the controller. Got another one here. Yep, this is a LZB tutorial. And it's just showing you how the system's working. You can see here slowing this down. Let's do it all on its own.
As you now come to a stop, keep an eye out for the white board on the right-hand side of the track ahead. It will have a number in it. On this line, LZB works by breaking the large main blocks into much smaller ones and representing those by these white boards on the right. This is an LZB block board, and it's this board that your train is not permitted to pass at the moment.
So we'll hold and wait here. What'd you have for dinner?
You have come to a
That's good.
stop,
How's the
and the
family
train ahead
also?
has already started moving. So momentarily, LZB will recognize this, and the maximum permitted speed will jump up, and you'll be able to get moving again.
We gotta also figure out the whole construction sim thing, but I know you're
The
only
white
streaming
board
one
with
day
a
a
symbol
week, so
that looks like an X means this is a distance signal, and is warning you that the next main signal is protecting an occupied block, so both this and the following signal will be dark. Continue to monitor progress as the train comes to a complete stop shortly.
okay. So I guess they're permitting me to continue. Okay, cool. Rice and chicken. Sounds good. I think we're gonna have rice and pork chops for dinner tonight. Which we're gonna attempt to. Oh yeah, somebody was looking at it. This simmer named Sim Caesar that I watch. They showed that there's like a special edition. The only thing I'm worried about is I might have to buy a separate hard drive again just for that. If I do that, because I had to buy a separate one just for this version. It's crazy large, and they keep making tiny amounts of SSD available for purchase. Right when you buy a computer, so it's a pain. Actually, I had one built last year, and I put an SSD and a traditional.
You are now
SATA
proceeding
drive.
along the line into Würzburg. A few kilometers out of Würzburg, you'll need to handle the train into the station. For now, continue to monitor the train as it navigates the different speeds while you follow the train up ahead.
How much is the Premium Deluxe Edition? And will you have to buy a new computer? 2 questions for you, Cyan. I wonder if they're gonna do, if it's gonna be available in Game Pass again. That's how I have it right now. I just play the Game Pass version, which is like deluxe. So pretty productive day so far. I went to the gym this morning and did laundry, put all the laundry away. Doing a little bit of streaming now. When this is done, I'll probably just do some cleaning, some paperwork. Okay, standard edition's gonna be a Game Pass. Okay, so yeah, I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll just delete the other one and just do that one. Because the download size is probably going to be insane. Yeah, I might just keep the standard edition. Oh, we still have. I'm still trying to see if we also. I've been busy, so I do take the blame for it. But I want to see if there's a way where me, you, Miss Mrs. Cyan, and Trauma can play the 4-player Apex maps or versions or whatever. Because I would like to experience that before that disappears again. I've been playing a little bit. I have to play more because I have the season pass and I'm only in like level 27. I was doing for a few days like 2 games a day, but then I ended up getting MLB 24 for free, or included in Game Pass. Well, that mode that you didn't like is kind of like gone. It's there, but you don't have to play it anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. I know you hated that kind of Rebirth one, but they've put it there, but they went back to the regular styles. The new map is there though. Hey, Kraken Warlord, how are you? How's it going? We're just running through the tutorials here for TS95. Yeah, you can remove it. You should be able to remove it on your end. If you hover over the screen, you can click on it and then just remove the button at the moment. And then I'll try to see if I can move it later. But you should have the option.
In a moment, the Ender light will begin flashing on the HUD and in the cap. Once this happens, you will have 10 seconds to respond to it. You will need to press PZB release.
Isn't it?
If you fail to do so in time, the train will begin braking towards 0, but you can still press PZB release at any point to regain control of the train. The Ender light flashing signifies that LZB control will be coming to an end soon, and it is therefore crucial that the driver confirms they will be taking back full control of the train. Once acknowledged, the Ender light will remain on and solid, confirming that it has been acknowledged and reminding you that LZB will be ending soon. Once LZB actually ends, the light will go out. You do not need to acknowledge the final end of LZB, but your AFB will become inactive until you reset it to 0 and then reapply it. As you are leaving LZB control, it becomes important that you begin reading the signals up ahead in more detail. This one has a 6 below the lights and is telling you that you must be doing less than 60 kilometers per hour by the next signal. Begin slowing as required.
Let's just use it, rock it out as long as we can. So we have that set to 60 for us. Come on, you can do it. Kill the power to help it out a little bit.
The Ender light has just gone out completely, which means that you are now completely out of LZB control and back to traditional signaling systems. The U indicator has also gone out, confirming LZB is no longer active, and the B indicator has come on, letting you know it remains ready to come back online later.
Thank you.
By now, the train should be going around 60 kilometers per hour, as instructed by the previous signal. And the next one with the 3 at the bottom is instructing you to be down to 30 kilometers per hour by the next signal.
Let's go down to 30.
Now that you are out of LZB, you should reset the AFB selector lever back to 0. As you are approaching a stop in the station ahead, however, this signal with 2 yellow lights on it tells you that the next signal following it is a red stop signal, so you should prepare to stop. In this case, the stop signal is at the other end of the platform, where you will be stopping anyway, but it is good to be aware of the upcoming signals. Now that you are out of LZB, you should reset the AFB selector lever back to 0. As you are approaching a stop in the station ahead, however, you should not reapply it. Continue into the station using the throttle and brake as required.
Don't fall asleep on the train. What's going on? Oh, I know what's going on. I never turned this off because they didn't instruct me to.
RFB. RFB. RFB.
So he said to turn it off, but he didn't actually give me like, oh, select this and then go through it again. So, but again, I've been using this thing for a very long time, so I know how it works. Again, if that dynamic follow button's in the way, if you hover over the screen, you should get an option with like a little green button, and then you can click on that and it'll let you get rid of it. Alright, and thank you for the follow, Kraken. Thank you. In the meantime, I don't have I don't even remember if they let me move it. I don't think they did. Okay, I was about to say, where are we supposed to stop? Trying to get me to SPAD on this one. Okay, so we're just coming in very slowly. The train is in control. Did I post a picture of one of these? I posted a picture of some trains when I was in Denmark on the Discord. If you haven't checked out the Discord, feel free to give it a visit here if you do have Discord. But I do post pictures of actual trains when I travel, especially trains that appeared in the game, if I get a chance to see them. Come on. There we go. So I was in Denmark in July. And no, I don't think there was any ICE trains that were there, but there were... Actually, I think there might have been one, but it was an old one.
You've arrived successfully at Würzburg. Well done. That concludes this training module.
Oh, you can't remove it? Okay,
Please
my bad.
repeat this module as many
It's
times as
weird,
you
'cause
wish
if
by
I
finding
hover
it in the
over
training
it,
center
I have an
until
option
you
that
get
says
used to how
dynamic
the
follow
systems
button.
work.
And then it lets me get rid of it. Classic game we played in college. Just a lot of fun battling Middle Earth 2. Oh, okay, yes. I think they gave us one of those Lord of the Ring Middle Earth games on Amazon recently as well. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the training center. Give me a second, Kraken Warlord. I'm gonna try to see if it will let me get rid of it or move it along here. Okay. So maybe I can make it so that it only shows up when you hover over it. It's weird because today is the first time people have actually mentioned it, so I don't know if it's like just been hidden or if it's just more pronounced today. Let's see if I can move it along here. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let's go back. Let's jump back into training center. 22. Again, I am sorry about that being in the way. We're gonna jump into Ice 3 here in a second. Okay, let me know if that hit it or not for me. Yeah, it's weird because like on my end I have an option to just click on it and then have it invisible.
In this training module, you will
If
be
you
learning
guys
to drive this
can't, I'm trying to figure out
BR403 ICE3, also known as the Intercity Express 3. You will be driving the train a short distance and
As far
performing
as the
passenger
position of it,
operations.
this doesn't give me an option to change the positioning.
When you're ready to begin, climb
Not in the
aboard.
screens that I'm looking at so far. Alright, let's get into the train. Jumped in here. Door. Door.
Take a seat in the
Close.
driver's seat.
Sit in the train. Perfect.
Firstly, you will need to set the reverser. This controls the direction of travel and activates the cab.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet. Störung. Zugbeeinflussung. Die Biegesperre.
Set the headlights to let others around you know this train is operational. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. Use the door control switch and set the doors to open.
Geöffnet.
Close the doors before departure. The train is now ready to depart. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving. You'll be doing one circuit of the training center and aim to come to a stop back at this station again afterwards.
Okay, let's get moving. Usually like to do about 40% to get going.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force using the train brake. This high-speed electrical multiple unit is manufactured by Siemens and is operated in Germany by Deutsche Bahn. These are the third generation of Intercity Express trains and have been in operation in Germany since the year 2000. The ICE3 runs at speeds of up to 300 km per hour in Germany, although they've reached speeds of 368 km per hour in testing. Rather than having a power car like the ICE1 and 2, the ICE3 has underfloor motors throughout. This means passengers can be seated in the entire length of the train.
Alright, they just want us to stop at the next section here. Like what happened to my alert box? It's not working today. There should have been alerts a few times and nothing happened. And I tested them and I know that they work, so. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this plays. See if that one course, they did not play. I think there's like a fight going on between the different elements here. Okay, and then let me, just for everybody who is watching, I'm gonna see can we move this up, and then hopefully that button isn't blocking my face anymore. Alright, let me know if that's better for everybody. Is that button not blocking my face anymore? Yeah, it should be better, right? And again, sorry, this is the first time that anybody's complained about that, so I was unaware that it was a problem. Alright, I'm still coasting through here. Pull that back so it's not hitting anymore. Okay.
Begin to slow down as you approach the upcoming station.
Alright, got some time here. Okay, we're going to be braking here in a second. I'm trying to get these things to work out. There. Alright. So we're going to start braking here in a second. Yeah, I'm not really sure why my alerts are not working.
Störung.
Come on. It never wants to stop when I need it to.
Nice work. Open the doors again to start boarding.
Türen
They're gonna make me go
geöffnet.
through this again. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's working.
Good work. That concludes all the
Perfect.
basics of operating this train.
Alrighty. Alright, we still have a few more of these. 185. Yeah, let's do the 185 introduction. So again, if you check out the Discord, there was a trip that I did to. We went to Denmark earlier this summer, and while I was there, I did take a few pictures of some of the trains. Oh, that's nice. They have a getting started guide for people who are getting stuck. Alright, what I'm also going to do is, let me check out these alerts here on Twitch. Because for some reason these alerts are not working like they're created to.
In this training module, you will be taken through the operation of a BR-185.2 electric locomotive. During this brief introduction, you will cover the critical driving controls and freight operations. When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
I'm just gonna run a quick test alerts didn't work either. So something is busted. And I'm not sure which part of it is not working. Alright, we're gonna jump in this train in a second. Alright, let's go. Climb up.
Take a seat in the driver's position. This is where you'll be spending. For this introduction, you will be driving the locomotive a short distance and coupling to a short freight train. Firstly, you will need to set the reverser. This controls the direction of travel and activates the cab.
Okay. Put the handle in. We've done these ones before.
Set the headlights to let others around you know this train is open.
Störung.
Let's set the tail lights here.
There are three types of brakes that are used on this locomotive: the direct brake, train brake, and electric brake. The direct brake applies air brakes on just the locomotive and not the wagons. This is used usually within yards for shunting operations. Until you get more familiar with the locomotive, you can ignore this control. The train brake applies air brakes on the locomotive and the wagons together. Under most circumstances, you will slow the train using this control. The electric brake uses traction motors to slow the train down without using the air brakes. You can use this to provide additional braking, such as when you need to manage your speed going down a steep gradient. The locomotive is now ready to go. Release the train brake and use the throttle to apply some power to get moving. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements.
Going too fast.
Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force using the train brake. This train is part of the Bombardier Trax family,
Trax family.
a modular platform of diesel and electric locomotives that come in both passenger and freight variations. More than 1,800 locomotives of this family have been sold throughout Europe and are now in use in 17 different countries. The BR-185.2, part of the Trax 2 family, is known for the noticeable scale it plays when accelerating from 0 to 16 kilometers per hour. This locomotive can produce 5,600 kilowatts, that's 7,500 horsepower, and has a maximum operational speed of 140 kilometers per hour.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna try on most Sundays to do some train sim. Then throughout the week we'll do some other things. And then this week we're gonna possibly try some new kind of community things. So some stuff planned. Again, follow on the Discord so we get some of those alerts as they come out. Alright. For some reason my alerts aren't working and I have no idea why. Especially with the new followers, I had some new alerts that I wanted to have pop up for them. They're not working.
Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe. Kühlfreigabe.
I hate when they're very precise like that. So you're not gonna let us complete this unless we're perfectly where they want us to be.
Störung.
Oh, we missed it. It is.
The
what
freight
it is.
wagons are behind you. Change direction with the reverser, then change the junction indicated, either by walking over to it or using the map.
Okay, we want us to go backwards. To set the junctions ourselves. That one's good. This one has to be changed. Okay.
The junction is correctly aligned,
I like to
and
do
you can
these
now
from
couple up
outside.
to the freight. Come to a stop once your locomotive gently touches the wagons. As you reverse, you may find it helpful to use the external camera view to help see behind you.
The crazy thing is I tested these alerts too. And they worked perfect. Excellent.
You can couple and uncouple from
they're too
either
far
an
away
external
to couple.
camera or on foot. Let's connect the formation using the external camera.
It's too far. Is it too? Yeah, it's too
Now
far
couple
away.
the locomotive to the freight.
Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, the rail. The rail is too far away. Okay, so let's release. Let's back up a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. That's how we do it. Back into first person view.
Nice work. Change direction with the reverser and move the train forward into the indicated siding. It may take a couple of minutes for the brakes on the entire train to release.
Couple of minutes. Hope not. Again, we have a big pull and a lot of pressures. Take a while for them. As you can see, the brakes here still releasing. Let's hope it stops properly. Oh, I think I know. Let's try this. Okay. Let's see if this works. Nope, still nothing. Oh, we're going too fast. Break.
Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
Yeah, I honestly can't figure out why these things aren't working. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful.
You can couple and uncouple from either an external camera or on foot. Uncouple from the wagons on foot this time. That's it for this training module.
I've done that probably a million times on this game, so that one is very familiar. We did AFB already. Let's return to the training center. Alright, I might look to see if there's anything like quick on any of the commutes that we can look at really quickly. Let's see if these other alerts are working. It's annoying because I literally like did a lot to get this stuff to work and it's not doing what it's supposed to do today.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
That's not working either. This is strange. Even the sound alerts aren't working. Alright, we'll figure it out later. I bet you I'll like restart or something and everything's gonna work perfectly. Boom. I don't think they did the full orchestra this time like they did last time. Alright, let's do reintroduction for Trenton. So I have a bunch of stuff to download, so I'll be working through those as well. And hoping that all of it actually goes through the way it's supposed to. We shall see how it all plays out. Honestly, I don't know why none of this stuff is working today. The only thing I can think of is that, I did have a slight issue with OBS in the beginning today.
Welcome to New York Penn Station, located under Midtown Manhattan in New York City. Originally built in 1910 by Pennsylvania Railroad, this station holds the title for the busiest station in the United States, with over 600,000 commuters visiting every day. The original station building stood until 1963, when demolition work controversially began. It was the loss of this historic building that kick-started the Landmarks Preservation Act in the United States. As the platforms were below ground level, a steel deck was constructed to allow services to continue throughout the demolition. There's a missing route map over there. Let's fix it while you're here. There are more tasks to discover. Be sure to apply route maps, sort the recycling, clean no trespassing signs, and collect baseball cards. Wait on the platform. Your train will arrive shortly.
train's taking forever to come in. Let's try something else here. I like these bi-level trains. Especially for commuter trains, I really enjoy like this kind of setup. It's fun.
Take a seat. The train will be departing shortly.
Guess we're going in this direction, so I'll sit here. Alright, I'll probably wrap things up here in a minute. And I'll try to figure out why nothing's working today. It's probably something as simple as like, oh, I just need to reset the whole thing. But it's really frustrating.
This section of the Northeast Corridor line runs for just over 58 miles and travels between New York Penn and the Trenton Transit Center. The route contains a total of 17 stations, which are serviced by both Amtrak and New Jersey Transit services. This train is powered by a New Jersey Transit ALP-46 locomotive. These electric locomotives are commonly seen across the Northeast Corridor and are derived from the German DB BR-101. They are most commonly seen operating local stopping services and are capable of reaching a top speed of 100 miles per hour. Take a trip along one of the busiest lines in the world and experience the thrill of operating both Amtrak and New Jersey Transit services while handling busy commuter traffic. This is Train Sim World, Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton.
Where are the lights? The operator has us sitting in the dark. Okay. Go back to the home menu. I think it's loading pretty quickly right now because I don't have too much content on. We'll see how that happens, if it slows down once I add more content. Again, this is the PS4 version, so we're on regular SATA drives. Actually, I'm running this off of an external hard drive. And the PS4, it's not an SSD. Earn your first medal. Already got those, bruh. What I do want to look at is the intro for this one. Yeah, I want to see the intro for this line. Alright, so yeah, I got some things to figure out. I gotta figure out why this stuff's not working today. And honestly, I do not have any understanding as to why, other than OBS needs to be reset. Which we'll do that after, otherwise we'll lose our stream right now. Alright, so I'm just gonna wrap up with after we do this one here, this last check. And then we'll be back on Tuesday. Check out the Discord. I'll try to explain what the plan is for Tuesday on the Discord. If you need it, it's in the link there. We'll share it again. You can also watch some of our older stuff on YouTube because the VODs here on Twitch don't last very long anymore. But all in all, we hope that you have enjoyed yourself today. Thanks for the new follows. I'm sorry that we didn't get another big welcome alert, which is what I had planned, but it's just not functioning today. I'm trying to replay them, I've been getting nothing. But I'm 99% sure it's an OBS problem. But almost done.
Welcome to Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof, located in the German state of Hesse. The station opened on the 18th of August 1888, and in the years since has been named the most important transport hub in Germany by Deutsche Bahn. Looks like there is a route map missing. Let's place this missing one while you wait.
It's a huge route. Jeez.
There are more route tasks to discover. Make sure to apply missing route maps, fix Bembel pictures, restock first aid points, and eat Frankfurters. Take a seat. The train is just about to leave. Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof took 5 years to build, and for 27 years was the biggest rail station in Europe. In 1956, the station became fully electrified. A year later, it welcomed the biggest track diagram signal box, featuring 15,000 relays controlled by 16 operators. This remained in use until 2005. Over its 48-year lifespan, the track diagram signal box controlled over 20 million trains and over 90 million shunting maneuvers. Tracks along platforms 6 and 9 were expanded into unused baggage platforms to facilitate the longer ICE trains. When Germany hosted the World Cup in 2006, station signage was updated to improve navigation. Welcome to Frankfurt. Explore the rails of a sprawling modern metropolis and take control of regional, commuter and intercity express duties in Train Sim World. Lean into the action with the all-new DBBR 411 ICE-T. An extravaganza of electric traction awaits.
Okay. Looks like we're done there. Iced tea. I don't think we were driven the iced tea before, so we'll do that one later. Alright, so this is where we'll kind of wrap things up today. Alright, so this is where we'll kind of wrap things up today. Alright, so thank you everybody who stopped by today. I gotta figure out what's going on with these OBS things. I appreciate the new followers. Sorry that yours didn't pop up like I was hoping that they would. But we'll be back. Hopefully Tuesday we'll be back with something nice and special. Try to share some of the information about that on Discord, and we'll be moving forward. All right. So next Sunday, unfortunately, we won't be doing Train Sim because I will not be home. But what we'll do is the following week we'll try to get back into it. All right, everyone, stay safe, and we will take a break later. Our Cyan said that he wants to collaborate, but he's not live right now, so we'll have to figure that one out a little bit later. Let's see. He said he wants to collaborate. Oh, I have to actually put a different browser on here. So Zion, we'll figure that out. Maybe we can do some construction sim together in a collaboration. Alright everyone, thank you. Have a great rest of your week or start to your week, and we'll catch up later. Check us out Tuesday, check out the Discord. Hopefully got some good stuff happening. Stay safe.